The ceiling fan spun lazily, doing little to cut through the oppressive Kanpur heat that clung to the room like a second skin. It was past midnight, but the city outside never truly slept. The distant honking of trucks, the occasional shout. From the street below, the ever-present hum of life moving forward. Inside this modest apartment, however, time seemed to have stopped. Priya lay still on the rumpled bedsheets, her dark hair fanned across the pillow, her lips slightly parted as if she had been about to speak. Her eyes were open but unseeing, the light that had once danced in them now gone. The air smelled of sweat, perfume, and something metallic, a scent that didn't belong. Rahul stood frozen beside the bed, his hands trembling, his breath coming in short, panicked gasps. Just an hour ago, this had been another secret rendezvous, another stolen moment of pleasure. Now it was a crime scene. Priya had been just 22, a college student with a quick laugh and a habit of biting her lower lip when she was nervous. She had dreams of becoming a teacher, of moving out of her parents' cramped flat someday, of a life bigger than the one she'd been born into. Rahul was older, 34. With a wedding band he always slipped off before meeting her. He had money, a reputation, a wife who asked too few questions. Priya had been exciting at first, young, pretty, adoring, but lately she had started wanting more of his time, more promises, more than he was willing to give. The argument had started over something small. Maybe she had asked when he would leave his wife. Maybe he had noticed her texting someone else. Voices had risen, hands had clenched. Then came the shove, the crack of her head against the nightstand, the awful moment when her body went limp. Now, with the first light of dawn creeping through the curtains, Rahul faced the truth. He had killed her. At first, Rahul refused to believe it. He checked her pulse again and again, his fingers pressing desperately against her wrist. Nothing. He slapped her cheeks lightly, then harder. Priya! Priya! His voice cracked on her name. Panic set in, cold and paralyzing. He stumbled back, knocking over a glass of water on the nightstand. The sound of shattering glass snapped him into action. Think. You have to think. His hands moved on their own, gathering clothes, wiping surfaces. He rolled Priya's body in the sheet, his stomach lurching at the way her head lolled to the side. For a wild moment, he considered calling an ambulance, claiming it had been an accident. But no, the bruises on her wrists told another story. The way her neck was bent at that unnatural angle. He had to get rid of her. Priya's roommate was the first to notice something was wrong. When Priya didn't come home that night, she assumed her friend had stayed over at Rahul's place again. But by the next evening, with no calls, no texts, she started to worry. Priya's mother called Rahul first. "Have you seen her?" Her voice was tight with fear. Rahul forced calm into his tone. "No, Auntie, not since yesterday." By the third day, the police were involved. Priya's phone records showed repeated calls to Rahul's number. When officers arrived at his apartment, they found a man trying too hard to seem relaxed. "We were seeing each other, yes," Rahul admitted, running a hand through his hair. "But I dropped her off near her college that night. She said she was meeting friends." The police didn't believe him. It was the security footage from a nearby shop that broke the case. The grainy black and white video showed Priya entering Rahul's building that night. It did not show her leaving. Confronted with the evidence, Rahul's story changed. Okay, she was with me, but she left after we fought. She was fine." Then why had he cleaned his apartment so thoroughly? Why were there traces of bleach on the bathroom tiles? The police searched the building. In a neglected storage room, in the basement, wrapped in a stained bedsheet, they found Priya. Rahul was arrested, but justice moved slowly. His family hired expensive lawyers. The charge was reduced from murder to culpable homicide. A crime of passion, they argued. Not premeditated. Priya's family collapsed under the weight of their grief. Her mother refused to change a single thing in her room. Her clothes still hung in the cupboard. Her notebooks stacked neatly on the desk. The city buzzed with the scandal for weeks. Some blamed Priya. What was she doing with a married man? Others whispered about Rahul's connections, the way money could bend the law. But in the end, the truth was simple. A young woman was dead because a man had lost control, and in Kanpur, as in so many cities, life went on.